York, New York, York, York.
All of those who live in Queens know just what I'm talking.
New York.
All of those who live in Brooklyn know just what I'm talking.
New York.
All of those who live in Harlem know just what I'm talking.
Yes, indeed, we back on another video, Chill Will 174. Before we get started, let me give a big shout out to Life Apparel. They on Instagram, Facebook. They got great clothing, great music. They good people. Check them out, Life Apparel. This is it right here. This is the wave. The topic for today gonna be the N-word or the word nigga. I don't even like saying N-word. I like saying the word nigga. If it is what it is, say what it is. But it's been a big discrepancy about the word nigga and the way it's being used and why black people or Spanish people use it. You know, I understand both sides of the argument. You know, the old schools would say, you know, it's a slavery name. We shouldn't use it, you know, this and that, and it's just bad. We shouldn't go there. And, you know, I grew up, I heard the word nigga all my life, you know, and it was always a slang, a cool thing, an addressment, a terms of endearment. So I didn't never really have a problem with it, but I do understand both sides of the game. But one thing I will say about blacks and Puerto Ricans, anything black and Latinos, anything we touch always turns into a positive. Everything that we touch always goes gold, whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's words. We always take words and flip it from bad to good. So when I hear the word nigga now, I don't get offended by it, you know, because that's what we grew up in the herd. It means a good thing to us when we say what's up. But I know the younger cats today, the way they use it far more worse than how I grew up using it. And you know, same thing with the sagging of the pants. We all sagged the pants when we was younger, but the way the cats is doing it today, it's like, come on, bro, you doing way too much. You know what I'm saying? And that leads us into culture, because when you think about a lot of things, you know, Martin Luther King, guys like Malcolm X, those guys fought and died for us to have certain rules and regulations that we can live by today, how we can walk the earth, and we take a lot of that for granted. We take a lot of that for granted, what they did for us, for certain freedoms, for us to be on this planet today, to be on the earth today, to walk the streets today. We take that for granted, how much freedom we have. It wasn't that much years ago that we was able to vote, and now we can vote and make our voice be heard, you know, and stuff like that. And we take a lot of that for granted, and we don't live the way that they would want us to live. You know what I'm saying? How they fought and died for us to walk down the street, for us to get on buses, you know, for us to vote, for so many different things that we didn't have rights to back then, you know, especially back in the slavery days and all of that. So many things we didn't have and now we have today. We take for granted. I know that. I probably was one of them. I grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, the old schools, they don't like that word at all. They don't want to use the word nigga. They don't want to hear that. But they grew up in I tell people a lot of times, even with this generation, you could talk about Martin Luther King, you could talk about Malcolm X, and there's great things that they've done. But it's hard to feel something when you weren't there. Like, if anything happened today and you was able to witness it and see it, it's a lot easier for you to identify with it because you were actually there. You were around when this happened. But something that happened many years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it's hard for people to identify with. So they're not going to feel it the same way you may feel it. You know what I'm saying? So we all have to understand both sides of the game. Some people going to take it as a negative. Some people going to take it as a positive. But when a white man says the word nigga, we don't know which way he coming with it. We don't know which way he using it. So we don't know how to take it. But when a black or Latino says nigga, we're all from the same neighborhood. We go to the same schools, the same stores. We go to the same parks. So we understand our lingo, our language, what we mean when we say this word. Now, it's not up to me to say if it's a good or bad word. It's not up to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking from my point of view on the word nigga. N-word, however they want to change it to N-word, that's more political, but I ain't with that. Nigga, it is what it is. Like, that's the word. I'm going to say it. So, I think my man Tyrone from BK by way of Harlem, you know, he came up with this one. He wanted me to talk about it, so shouts out to him. You know, Penny for Your Thoughts was really heard. You know, my man Jay was good. It's been another episode of Chill Will Talks, man. Holla at me. One.
New York, New York.
All of those in South Bronx know just what I'm talking.